good morning or afternoon, whichever it is for you. I do hope you're well. We have completed another week of staying home, except for necessary trips. Maybe we're getting used to it, adjusting, but this is indeed a strange time. Many commentators and history itself suggest that this worldwide experience will significantly change how we operate as a society. Major disruptive events do seem to bring permanent change. Just think for a moment and remember what's happened in the last 50 years. The changes that took place at the end of the Second World War, after the assassination of John Kennedy, the development of cheap and small computers, smartphones, the internet, and FaceTime. All of them have brought about a reorganizing of how we relate. So probably this pandemic will change us also. But the bigger question is, how will we change, and how much choice will we have in determining it? The resurrection of Jesus was also a life-changing event, at first for his followers, but eventually for the whole world. The disciples heard accounts of Jesus appearing after the resurrection. Some even experienced seeing him, and they gradually came to accept the reality of the resurrection. But what did it mean? How would it change their lives, the society, the world? They must have struggled with understanding and preparing for coming out. Like us, they seem to have had a time of adjusting, of being transformed. So I think their experiences may have a message for us today. In last week's story, the resurrected Jesus appeared to Thomas, met him where he was. He answered or responded to Thomas's demands. In today's story, the walk on the Emmaus road in chapter 24 of Luke, in that we meet a couple of disciples who are traveling from Jerusalem. As they are walking, they discuss the latest news, the crucifixion of Jesus. They express their dismay, their sadness. A stranger joins them and asks what they are talking about. Amazed that the stranger doesn't know what has happened, they tell him of their hope that Jesus was the one to restore Israel, but he was killed. Now some are saying, they told the stranger, that he is risen, but they don't know. The stranger then shows them how all of Scripture, their holy writ, explains what had happened. Then he prepares to continue on the journey. They ask him to stay, and he does. And who he is becomes clear. From confusion and sadness, unsure of what is true, they now have hope and begin to see a way forward. We too are confused and sad, unsure of what is true. There is much that we don't understand about the coronavirus. We have no idea, really, how long it will keep us confined. We see fault lines in our society, problems we were only vaguely aware of before, and we struggle to know what to think, what to do, what a transformed society will be like. What might Scripture tell us? How might we exit this time of confinement, committed to creating a society more like the kingdom of heaven Jesus proclaimed? How would the Emmaus Road story be told today as we deal with the coronavirus? Quiet imagining may help us. So I invite you to take an imaginary walk with a friend, 6 feet apart and masked. Talk about what is happening and how you feel. Then allow a stranger to join you, still within the guidelines. Tell this stranger of your concerns, your ideas, your dreams. Let the stranger tell you what Scripture is saying to our time. Then invite the stranger in. Open your eyes. Imagine a world that expresses God's love. Take time to be there, see, feel, hope, plan. So blessings on your walk.